Hello everyone, this is Satyaprakash. Welcome to Coding Knowledge. In this session, we will discuss how to fix SQL Server connection issue using one step in 2 seconds. So in this agenda, we would discuss few points, that is what is SQL Server connection issue, how to fix SQL Server connection issue, and what is SQL Server or SQLEXPRESS services, and how to test connections using SQL Server Management Studio and SQL Server command line tool. So first up, I'll show you what is SQL Server connection issue. So flip to SQL Server. So connect here, and I will put my password, username password, and it tries to connect to the server through SQL Server Management Studio window. And initially it takes some time. It's now loading to connect to the our server in backend, so it takes too much time for testing the whether the service is connected or not. So it shows whether it is, if it is connected. Now you can see few options in the left side. So it throws an warning message, that is a network related specific error while establishing a connection to SQL Server. So the server was not found or was not accessible because some services are stopped now. So you can see here how to check the SQL Server connection issue using SQL Server Management Studio. So second one, I'll show you how to check these same things using SQL command line tool. So go to search bar of your system, go to type cmd here, open the command prompt, and I have a command here to connect to the SQL Server. So SQL cmd -s and this desktop -fkcvovd slash SQLEXPRESS is my server name, and it is -e, and I will describe all these details in after few minutes. So you need to press enter. So it starts to connect to our server, that is SQL Server, to check whether it is connected or not. Now it is not connected, and same thing you can see that is a network related or specific error has established. So what we will do? So what is our next point? Go to PowerPoint. So how to fix SQL Server connection issue? So I recommend to use the system service option to start the service, and you can fix the SQL Server connection issue. This is the most recommended way to use this. So for this, what I'll do, go to our SQL Server, and nothing to do it in SQL Server Management Studio, and just in your system search bar type service, right click and run as administrator, and it will open the service window, and just scroll down and check that there is a option called SQL Server SQLEXPRESS. Here you can check the service has been stopped, so you need to start the service here. So it will start the service in a few seconds. So it has been started already. So you check here again, that is SQL Server SQLEXPRESS service has started. So you can check here, that is already start the service. So go to our SQL Server Management Studio to check whether this connection has been established or not. So put your password. See here, it is now successfully connected to our SQL Server. So we need to create few query whether it is working or not. So I will open a new query window here. Now it takes some time to open a new query window initially. So what we will do here, just use your database name, that is I put here, that is SatyaDB, it is my database name. So I set is my current DB here. Using this DB I run one query here, that is select star from TBL person, and if you execute this you can check that is it is successfully executed, and SQL Server connection issue is working fine using SQL Server Management Studio. So same thing we need to check in SQL command line prompt tool. So what we'll do, just go to SQL command line prompt tool, so paste the command here and check. Now one is means it is connected, it is now connecting the SQL Server connection service, and it successfully established the connection. So here I'll same thing, I will put here the check few query here, that is I need to check set as my database, that is SatyaDB, and in Go now it shows that it changed database context to SatyaDB, it works fine, and I need to run a query select star from, that is TBL person here, and put Go. You check here the query is also successfully executed. So now our connection issue is fixed, and the connection is established properly, and we can check using both that is SQL Server Management Studio as well as SQL command line prompt tool. So next one is, what is SQL Server SQLEXPRESS service, and how to test connection using SSMS window and SQL command line. So to fix SQL Server connection issue, I recommend you to prefer that is system service. You need to choose what I already have told you earlier, and choose SQL Server SQLEXPRESS to start the service. You need to choose this option. And what is SQL Server or SQLEXPRESS service? It provides storage, processing, and controlled access of data and a rapid transaction of processing. And how to test connection using SQL command line. So SQL command line, that is using two commands, that is SQLCMD -s, and this is my server name, one it should be your different one, and slash SQLEXPRESS and -e. So S stands for is used to specify the SQL server name of the instance, and -e is to specify a trusted connection. So number one and angle bracket means that is connected properly and ready to receive sentences to execute. What I already have told you in using SQL command line tool, how to set the database name and how to execute a query successfully. And second option is using this query, if you enable SQL Server authentication, you will need to specify a username and user password. So second command is, it stands for this SQLCMD -s, and this is server name, and U stands for username and P stands for password. So especially this command is required when if you enable the SQL Server authentication, you need to specify username and user password. So this is my YouTube channel, and here you can get the up-to-date knowledge on .NET, .NET Core, Angular, Bootstrap, Azure Data Factory. So in summary part, what we have learned below details in this session, that is define SQL Server connection issue, and what the steps to fix the SQL Server connection issue, and what is SQL Server or SQLEXPRESS service, and how to test the connection using SQL Server Management Studio and SQL Server command line tool. So that's it for today. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.